Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we have a treat for you and for us. It's our date night, and we're at Disney's Riviera Resort. What do you think, Shanae?
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is our first time actually being able to park in the parking lot and walk up to the resort and kind of get the whole experience.
Yeah, it's a beautiful resort, I have to say.
Yeah, now this is like the latest Disney Vacation Club resort. And the place that we're going to tonight is Topolino's Terrace.
So join us.
Can you believe it?
No, I'm excited.
I'm really excited for this. We haven't ate there. We've always wanted to. It's been extremely difficult for us to get dining reservations, and by luck, I was on the Disney My Experience app today, checking my dinner reservations, and boom, I got a dinner reservation. I'm so excited. Let's go do this. Going up. We just stepped off the elevator, and already, look at this view. You can see the Hollywood Tower Hotel, the Tower of Terror, the Swan and Dolphin. There's even Mount Everest in the distance. This is beautiful. So now we're all checked in. First impressions, this place is really, really beautiful. Right as you get off the elevator, you're immediately at Topolino's Terrace, and the views so far are just spectacular. I've just walked down this hallway, and I found another view, and it's all of Epcot. Look at the view of Spaceship Earth. And I'm just seeing over in the distance, there's the castle. I can actually see the castle and the Contemporary Resort, the new Cosmic Rewind Guardians of the Galaxy ride, and the Old Life Pavilion. Oh look, there's even a car going around Test Track right now. I just can't believe the view you have up here. So now we're seated and we're able to relax, take off our mask, and start looking through the menu. So they do have a digital menu. The wait staff is very helpful, so if you're curious about what to eat and make suggestions, just ask. So they just brought out the specialty bread service. So the bread is actually shaped like wheat. Isn't that so interesting? That's really cool. And then they also have specialty olive oil. It's called Reserve Jane Wren, which it's like an aged and specialty pressed olive oil. All of the pastas are made in-house by hand every single day. I am a fan of Italian food, so I'm very interested in either the rigatoni or the lobster fettuccine. Otherwise, I do like the meats, particularly the filet. You can't go wrong with filet. Now, she did tell me that their most popular items are the tomahawk veal chop and the filet mignon. I'm not sure I really want to go with the veal. I'm more of a filet fan, so I'm sort of tossed between filet and the rigatoni. I think in the end, I'll probably choose the rigatoni. Just opened up all the blinds, so the view is even better than before. But after talking to the waitress, I did decide to go with the rigatoni. The reason why is I really like Italian, and sometimes Italian out is not the greatest, but to think that they made this by hand, I feel it's going to be really, really good. Another item that I didn't mention that was on the menu is a starter, and it's a specialty white asparagus. I guess it's very rare and hard to find, so we're kind of excited to try that too. But until then... So Shanae, what did you decide to get?
I was torn between the lobster pasta and the bouillabaisse, which is the fish stew. I seen the lobster come out, and the waitress also told us that it's kind of a very small portion for what it is. Very good though. So I seen it come out, and it did look delicious, but I think I went with the fish stew, the bouillabaisse instead.
And there it is. The specialty white asparagus. This is really pretty. The presentation alone looks beautiful. How's it taste?
I just taste like just the sauce alone.
Yeah.
And then it's like a honey Dijon with an olive oil. And it's delicious. I mean, that's just the sauce.
Yeah.
So let's try it out.
Really good. You like it?
It's delicious.
Wow. That's really good. Oh, wow. This asparagus is delicious. I wouldn't think of like that egg and Dijon sauce with it. It's really tasty. Easily 9 out of 10. All day. Nobody's like it. And a sprigga. Best use of the bread. So far, first impressions, everything has been phenomenal. The only thing I think that's kind of like it's okay has been the breadsticks so far. They're kind of just all right. They're definitely artisanal in the way that they're just baked and put together, but the asparagus has been absolutely delicious. Sauce, all the little parts that they put on it and everything, it's just really good. And the bread perfectly sops it up. I know it's not what you should do, but it's what's happening. Dinner has arrived.
Can you see it? It's good. Nice. I guess like try a bite without it. And then
So what did they give you? You have they give you extra bread, and you have your seafood stew.
And it comes with they said this is aioli. And so you can dip your bread into it. And she said, but a lot of people actually take and put this into their stew.
Yeah.
Let me try yours.
Am I gonna like it?
You're gonna love it.
This is delicious. This is really good. If you're a Sopranos fan, this reminds me of like the late nights where Tony Soprano would come home and it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning after, doing lewd acts, and he'd have like a big bowl of pasta and he'd bury his face in. That's what this is. This is just, you can eat it all day. It's so good.
You can tell they're handmade pasta as well.
It's delicious. Wow.
There's 2 different types of fish in there.
That's absolutely delicious too. I remember when we were in Asheville at the Biltmore, they had that Frogmore stew. That kind of reminds me of this, but this is like above and beyond, way better. Like the like that fish quality is delicious. So what did you eat this with?
I just put it with the fish.
You just put it on the fish?
Yeah, but there's shrimp, there's mussels, there's clams as well.
I'll get one of these little. It's a clam.
Okay.
Clam. It's really good.
The bread is a lot softer.
That looks like, yeah. I like that bread. way more than the bread that you get
Yeah.
to start. Now, I'm just going to say this. This is really good. But this is totally stick to your ribs kind of food. This is something that, you know, Grandma would make on a Sunday, right? So I'd probably say stick with dinner. If you plan on going to a park after this, it's going to be a little hard. Drink lots of coffee. And a jeep, and a zoop, and a boop. Well, Shanae, how'd I do?
Fantastic. I don't think you liked it.
It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. So while we were eating, the rain actually did move in and it closed down the terrace. But fortunately, just as we're finishing, the rain stopped, the skies have cleared, and we can go out there. So I think now that we've finished our coffee, we're going to head out on the terrace and check out the view. So come join us. Wow, guys, can you imagine? Like, this is incredible to be here. Like, look at this view. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and we've really enjoyed the dinner. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic.
It was delicious.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to keep enjoying this view, and you can kind of see the sun starting to set. I mean, the colors are just really pretty. It's amazing. I just can't say it enough how far you can see. Like, I mean, you could see parts of downtown Orlando and Epcot, and I mean, even Magic Kingdom off in the distance. Like, you could see every park from this hotel, from this restaurant. I mean, it's amazing. What a bird's eye view of Disney property. I'm just absolutely taken back by how much you can see from Topolino's Terrace. I mean, I just keep finding more and more landmarks from all around Orlando. Everything from Old City and Kissimmee. There's Batu. You can even see Pandora. It's just...
Oh, Mount Everest.
This is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, as a Disney fan, it's really... It takes you back. It just this is really, really beautiful. Is that the Loch Ness Monster?
Good.
So I think now we're gonna make our way downstairs and check out the hotel. So we didn't get to do a tour earlier, so we'll do one now. We might even stop and get some gelato and perhaps head to either Hollywood Studios or Epcot from here. The Skyliner opened back up. Like I said, it was raining before and there was some lightning, but I mean, it's totally cleared up. The humidity dropped. There's a slight breeze. It's really turning into quite a beautiful night here. I love coming here just to see the photos of Walt. I mean, this whole hallway is lined with vacation photos from the French Riviera with Walt and his family. A popular spot just off the lobby of the Riviera is the Voyager Lounge. This place is really nice to stop into after a long day at the park or if it's very hot outside because it's nice and dark. It reminds you of like an old library that's just lined with books and leather chairs. It's very warm, very relaxing, and very cozy. It's also a great spot on a rainy day or if you need to do some business while you're away on vacation. Our next stop is La Petite Cafe. This is a great place at the end of the day if you want to buy a drink or if you want to get a baked good. It's right here. They also have coffee. So I would suggest stopping here maybe after a long day at the park or before on your way to the park. And you can always relax in the lobby or in the Voyager Lounge and have your treat. I would say that this lobby is extremely refined and very finely articulated in its architecture and interior design. I think if you're a fan of just simple, clean, French-inspired architecture, you'll really enjoy staying here.
One thing you'll notice is that the furniture selections for the Riviera are really low and the eye line is lifted up. So as you walk into the Riviera, the impression that you get is to look up and out. And what a view you get when doing so. It looks right out onto the veranda, right onto the courtyard where you have bocce and the pool and the lake. And just across the way is the Caribbean. It's absolutely beautiful.
So we just left Topolino's Terrace. So far, Shanae, what was your impression? We'll do a review, but what was your impression?
I can see why everybody enjoys going there.
Yeah, it was that good. I think now we decided not to get dessert. You got a little full. The rigatoni for me was like eating Thanksgiving dinner. So it was so good, but it's hitting hard. So we had some coffee to perk us back up. We're gonna abstain from dessert for right now. But what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna get on the Skyliner and we're gonna head to Epcot. And we're gonna follow the theme of the Riviera, and we're gonna go to France, we're gonna go to Italy. I think we'll get some gelato.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll do a closeout over at Epcot. Yeah. All right, let's go. So now we're on the Skyliner, and it's absolutely beautiful.
This is like a Skyliner sunset tour.
Yeah. I feel like beautiful and amazing have been a very overused word this evening, but it's
delicious,
really,
beautiful.
Yeah, but it's really it's the best words to describe this experience that we've had. You know, like, I mean, the food was fantastic, and now this Skyliner ride is just so relaxing, and you can just still continue to take in all of these sights. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're on the Skyliner, it just rained, as Kyle had mentioned. There's not air conditioned, but they create these little vents.
Pack your passports. We are on our way to Epcot International Gateway.
Almost there.
When we arrive, remember to use your My Disney Experience mobile app to review your worldly itinerary for the day.
Okay.
Alright, so the little vents actually create a really good airflow. As you can see, like our hair blowing.
Yeah.
And it keeps it really cool, but it also makes it very like calming and relaxing.
Yeah. You'll cool down. It's a nice cool down. So welcome to Epcot. Look, right now we're in France, and I think bonjour. So yeah, so we're in France. We're at Epcot. It's beautiful. Again, look at it's a little hot. It's a lot hotter over here. I will say that. So there's always something that we can get past that.
It just rains, so it's a little bit more humid.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's making it so hot.
Yeah. So I think now we might look in some shops here. And then we're gonna make our way over and try the new gelato stand in Italy.
But if gelato is not your thing, there's a lot of dessert places that you can choose. You can choose to drink your dessert.
Yes, you can.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They also have a pastry shop. They have plenty of ice cream treats along the way, and flower and garden festivals going on as well.
Yeah, so there's plenty of booths all around World Showcase.
The sunset just keeps getting better and better.
Because if you're here, then you possibly survived the greatest time in history. 2020. Okay. Let me ask you, are there any survivors in the house? Ooh, I don't think y'all heard me. I don't think I heard you. See, if you made it through,
if you made it off I-4,
if you made it off I-4, if you made it through
Through
If you made it
Orlando
through,
traffic.
if you made it through
That's a word.
Corona, Heineken, Bud, and everything else that's been thrown at us, the 19, the 20, the 21, if you made it through all of these different things, the division in our country, to come together and listen to this great music, then you're a survivor. And so are there any survivors in the house? Yeah.
Where's the hand? You're a survivor.
Sis, could you talk to him for a second?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Can I get a little something?
So we just watched Motown in Motion in the America's Garden Theater on the way to get gelato.
We had to stop. We had to
Yeah.
stop. We were
Wait.
1 minute in.
We were wondering, we were getting on the Skyliner over at the Riviera, and you could hear them from their first performance. We're like, what's that coming from? We're like, oh, that's right. We're stone's throw from Epcot. And then we got here, and they were starting another performance. Without a doubt, this is one of the best bands I've seen here in a long time. Like, they were fantastic.
All right, so due to COVID, Disney has brought in local bands from around the Orlando area to come and perform a couple nights out of the week.
Yeah, and usually this time, as Janae was saying, this is where you would probably see more of the, like more professional bands. Like we've seen Sugar Ray here before, and like
98 Degrees.
yeah. And Joey Fatone like always pops on stage randomly. It's the funniest thing.
We even
But-
got taught how to do the correct
YMCA.
YMCA?
Yeah.
Or CA?
So I love the Flower and Garden Festival for this type of stuff because you constantly find new bands, and this one is fantastic. So if you're in the Orlando area and you're looking to hear something a little bit different and hear all the classic Motown hits, Motown in Motion's a great band. But I think for now we need to move on because it is getting late. The park's
Still
gonna close
have not
soon,
got that gelato.
and we haven't gotten gelato. So up next, gelato. So all plans can sometimes change, and quite frankly, plans have gone awry. So while we stopped and enjoyed Motown in Motion, we actually missed getting gelato at Gelateria Toscana, which is the brand new gelato stand here in Epcot at the Italy Pavilion. So we were really set on getting gelato there. But this is good to know. So if you're in the park and you're wanting gelato, do not wait until 9 o'clock because they will shut down the line at 9 o'clock, even if the park closes at 10. So plan B, we're gonna head to France and see if we can get gelato there. Fingers crossed. So good news, we just made it to France, and guess what? We can get in. This line is not closed, and there will be gelato. Right. So it was an event, right? So we've come from Riviera, we went on the Skyliner, we come all the way over to Epcot, we ran, we saw Motown in Motion, then we got denied at the Gelateria Toscana. But
We missed about 5 minutes.
yeah. So I mean,
But it was
is
worth
what
it.
is.
Yeah.
So we just got we went to France, got some ice cream here instead. And this is still pretty good, you know. I mean, what did you get, Sinead?
It comes in this cute little paper. It's kind of like a cookie sandwich, but it's a macaroon. So chocolate macaroon with chocolate ice cream.
Yep. And I got the white chocolate coconut in a waffle cone / cup. So you can ask them, like if you want the waffle cone, I'd still get a cup. Then that just, you know, that case, if it starts to melt, you don't have to worry about anything. You know, if you got kids too, it's kind of expensive. So I would, you know, I'd probably get a cup just to help yourself out. So.
All right, let's try yours first.
All right. Oh wow.
It actually has little toasted chunks of coconut in there. It's really good.
That's very refreshing. Now you don't get like a lot with the gelato, but it's very sweet. Like one scoop is sweet.
What do you think?
I like mine better.
Do you? Okay.
It almost tastes like a brownie. Like,
Oh yeah.
I would get this every time. They also have a raspberry one. So where we have the chocolate cookie, it's a raspberry macaron with raspberry and vanilla gelato mixed.
That's like a really over-the-top ice cream sandwich. Like, that is delicious. You know, I'm good. You don't get a lot, but a little bit it goes a long way. It's very rich.
Oh, yeah. It didn't show a price, but this was $7.
Yeah. This was five something, $5.79, I think.
Happy days, happy ice cream days. Oh, let me get that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, let me get that again.
Much appreciated.
I'm very supportive. You just call my name and I'll be there.
She will.
So as we were waiting in our line, Kyle has some breaking news. We found out Disney, with the mask, come Tuesday, you only have to wear them when you're on a Disney transportation. Tell them what that means, Kyle.
It means that you only have to wear a mask when you're on Disney transportation.
Do I have to wear it in the park?
No.
When I go inside?
Unless it's transportation to the park. Like the
Oh.
monorail,
The one.
or the boat, or the buses.
The Skyliner.
The Skyliner is also included. You're technically supposed to wear your mask on the Skyliner. Even if you're by yourself, which is a little weird, but you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here. Or you got it online.
But you got it here first.
But you got it here first. And
Unless
didn't
you
hear
Googled
elsewhere. Yeah, unless you Googled it, which I'd still recommend Googling it. I'm not Google.
Just Google it.
Just Google it. It's good for it. There's really nothing like World Showcase at nighttime. What a beautiful place to close out the evening. Oh, and I can't wait for Harmonious to come. I enjoyed our date night. What'd you think, Shanae?
I really enjoyed it myself, yes.
Yeah, it was really special. Topolino's Terrace, I think, was really, really good. I mean, I was kind of blown away by the whole experience. I think the view and like the experience was what made the whole thing. Personally, the food was really good, right? What'd you think of the food?
It was good. My dish, again, was the fish stew, which I thought was good. I enjoyed it. If you are not a seafood person, I would not recommend getting that. It had a lot of seafood in it. It had shrimp, different types of fish. It also had like squid and calamari, which was really good, actually. It was very tender. It was the most tender I've ever had.
Yeah. I had the rigatoni, and that actually tasted really good. I'm usually a pretty big critic of Italian food, but the pasta was handmade, and you could tell, so it was very fresh. And then the sauce that was on it was almost like a mushroom sauce. That was thick. It was very thick. So I would say if you don't want a meal that's on the heavier side, I wouldn't get the rigatoni. I would probably say, stick with something other than that, because it's kind of one of those like, stick to your ribs kind of food, right? But it was nevertheless, it was really, really good. I don't think the prices were necessarily terrible either for what you got, and knowing that it was an upscale restaurant.
And our waitress recommended the starters are really good to dip the bread and slurp up all of the juices or the cheeses that comes with those starters as well.
Yeah, and special thank you to Erica. I thought she was a good waitress.
She was, yeah.
And I would say for starters, we liked the asparagus that had that like special, what was it, almost like a hollandaise kind of sauce that came on it, and then it had like an egg. It was very unique and different. I've never had anything like that before. So in a nutshell, I think there were things about Topolino's Terrace that were just new, not just the experience itself, but the food and the flavors were a little bit different. So if you're looking for something that's above average, that's really nice, maybe you and your spouse or partner would like to go and have a nice dinner out, I think that's a nice place to go. I would highly suggest Topolino's Terrace.
I would agree.
And the other thing, I would probably suggest trying to book something when the sun is up, like when it's a little light outside, because the view from the restaurant, like I could just go on and on and on about how awesome the view was. I mean, you saw for miles. I mean, Florida's flat, but I mean, you do not realize how much you can see from that restaurant. So.
Yeah, and then also they encourage you, like if you get a drink at the end of the meal, if you're still working on your drink, if it's a beautiful day, to take your drink and go sit out on the patio. And they have couches, as you guys seen in the video, so you can sit there and enjoy and take your time. And we did not feel rushed.
No.
When eating
not
here.
at all. Not at all. In fact, the family that was sitting next to us, I think like they got, it was a husband and wife. They had 2 kids. The 2 kids, I think, got 2 orders of desserts. Like they were there for a long time. I mean, they really enjoyed themselves. You know. So again, like you could just tell they don't rush you. They do not rush you out of there. They're very nice and kind. And I don't think it's just because you're paying good money to eat there. I think it's part of the experience. They want you to feel that you're welcome and it's friendly, and it's quintessential Disney customer service 101. So yeah.
The time we went was 5:30.
5:35. That was our
And I think by the time we
reservation.
sat down, it was close to 5:50, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we were also running a little bit late.
We were a little behind, as
We were a
you
little
said,
behind.
yeah.
So
But-
they were still very accommodating, and they got us right in.
Yeah,
that
so I
was a
think
big
from like 5:30 to 7 to
Would be-
still see everything would be a great time to book your dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. And once the fireworks come back, I could see wanting to come back here because again, the view is fantastic. But right now, there's no fireworks. Maybe in October, maybe sooner. There's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of hearsay. But for now, if you're coming within the next month, and you want a good place to try to eat, I would say keep trekking. Try to get a reservation. It is very, very hard. If something comes up, book it, because it's like you're basically banking on somebody else canceling a reservation. It fills up like that. Some options also can be they have a breakfast.
They do.
They
breakfast and dinner.
have a character breakfast. So if you want to bring kids, you want to keep it separate. So like have a kids character breakfast, you can go there, and then maybe have an adults dinner. Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went over to Epcot after dinner, and we had you saw what happened there. But the band was really good. I like Motown Emotion, but we still didn't get to try the actual Italy, the new booth there, the gelato. We didn't get to try that. Now we know. 9 o'clock. Get there before 9. Otherwise, you're not getting in line. They were very stringent about that. But I thought the French gelato was still good.
I agree. Yeah, mine was delicious. I'll get it again.
I liked how mine had like actual toasted coconut in there.
That was really good. Yeah.
It was really delicious. So I think on that note,
We had to rate the night. 5 out of 5. What would you give it?
The night? Oh, it was a 10. A 5. Oh, 5 out of 5. How would I rate the night? It was still a 10. It's 11. It's an 11.
It broke the record, but
Yeah.
I would give it a 5 as well. Things didn't go right, but as you exactly planned. But I feel like that's life, and you just kind of, there's so much that you can adapt and change here at Disney if your plans don't go the way you want them to, and it still turns out to be a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, but I like that.
I do too.
I think you'll kind of notice that we like to plan, but we also don't like polished things. Like, right? Like we do enjoy spontaneity amongst our plans. It gets too rigid sometimes. It's not as enjoyable. And that's the thing. Disney does require a bit of planning. But if you plan too much, I think you'll actually
Run
not
yourself.
enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
You know, just take it as it comes. And hopefully you saw that tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with us. I really hope you also get a chance to go to Topolino's Terrace. I think that's going to do it for tonight.
We appreciate you guys watching and spending the time with us. If you would, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, that way you know when we have new videos. There's more coming out soon. And until our next video,
Bye.
bye.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Sinead.
I got a joke for you.
Okay.
What did Daisy Duck say when she buys her lipstick?
What did Daisy Duck say when she buys her lipstick?
Put it on my bill.
Oh, jeez.